Hi, this is Craig Dorr, Auth Lead for RSA Team ANZ, and today I'm going to continue speaking about the RSA Risk Engine built into RSA Auth Manager 8. In the previous video, we saw a normal, everyday experience for a user signing into a web resource with their username and password. In that example, the Risk Engine was in silent learning mode, meaning that it would never challenge a user and just simply learn the devices and the behavioral attributes of that user. When challenging a user, multiple methods are supported in the Risk Engine. One of them is what we call an on-demand token. This is actually two-factor authentication, where a PIN is married to a token code, and the token code is distributed via SMS or email. In another video in our channel, I show how to bulk assign these on-demand tokens with an initial PIN out to a large quantity of users en masse. What gets spit out of this process is a mail merge, where every single user is emailed the initial PIN for their new on-demand token. And in fact, I'll just show you a sample that I wrote up just to illustrate. And in this case, it's a welcome message that names the user, in this case risk-based, to a new portal. And the idea here is that the key bit of information is this initial system PIN. And just to illustrate how this all works, I'm just going to use this PIN and show you the enrollment process. This can be done during authentication. So again, this Risk Engine in operation now is active. So that means that new users or users who get challenged will receive an on-demand token. And in this case, I'm going to visit a web resource protected by the Risk Engine and log into it. In this case, risk-based will authenticate with their AD credentials. Again, AD is not required for the system. I'm just using it for illustration. Because the Risk Engine is active, it's going to actually challenge them. But in this case, the user has never visited before. So not only is the Risk Engine learning this device, we're going to establish this user's PIN. And we utilize that system PIN that I copied earlier. So I've just pasted in. And you'll see that the next stage is the user is challenged to create their own PIN. Experienced administrators will know that users are more likely to remember their PINs if they make them themselves. And in this case, my policy says it must be 4 characters in length. So I set it to something simple like 1337. Save it out. And now the idea here is that I will receive a text message, and I'll show you that directly on my phone. So in this case, I'm receiving a message from RSA On Demand. So when I tap this on my screen, I will receive a token code. And as you can see, the token code says it expires after use or after 60 minutes. And this token code can only be used once. But what I'm essentially going to do is enter it in exactly into this field. So the token code is 359915550. Once the user successfully enters this, remember this is two-factor authentication. First, the PIN is something you know, and then the token code is something you have, distributed over SMS. But as you can see, now the risk-based has access. And now future authentications from this browser under normal conditions will never challenge risk-based for this on-demand token. They'll just sign in with their username and password. The challenge is an edge case, when the system detects anomalies in either the behavior of the user or the device. And that concludes this portion of the risk-based authentication demonstration. Watch my next video for a more advanced explanation as to how that system is implemented and how it works. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this informative.